Today is May 7th, 2022. It is a Saturday, and earlier today I was watching this data visualization course. And I got done with episode one, which was basically an introduction to SVGs. And I've seen SVGs before, but I've never actually used them. Um, so I kind of got an introduction to them. And at the end of the exercise, at the end of the episode, the doctor gave us an exercise, which was to basically create something creative using basic shapes. So I'm gonna try to do that. It's just gonna be something practice, like just some practice today, but that's what we're gonna be doing, or at least me. I don't know why I keep talking in third person. Okay, SVG. So we to start with an SVG tag. I honestly thought SVGs were just kind of like a file type, like a JPEG or PNG is, but turns out like it's its own. He's calling it its own language, which is interesting to me because does that mean like never mind. I don't want to even think of like I don't know. Just gonna give it a width of 600 pixels. Let me do that in quotations. Not 600 pixels, but I think it's already automatically in pixels. I'll do a height of 600, and then so we can see what it looks like, I'll go over here and just select it and give it a border of 5 pixels black solid. Okay. In the SVG, we can use tags that we can't use outside of the SVG tag. So if I were to put it over here, like a circle tag, it wouldn't work because that's only a tag that you can use within SVG. So I'm gonna do a circle, okay, a circle tag, and it's interesting because I guess these are like CSS attributes, but I know that there's something called inline CSS where you put the CSS inside the HTML document instead of its own document. So I'm assuming you can do this in CSS, but I don't know. I haven't seen that yet. But okay, C1 is, no, it's not C1, it's CX, I believe. So the center X is going to be the X coordinate of your center where we want it to be. Like, where does a circle want to be at the center? So I know that it's a 600 by 600 box, the CVG. So maybe I want it to be at the center, so I'll do 300. And then the center Y coordinate would be 300. And then the reason we're not seeing it is because we didn't give it a stroke. So just like you would give a border to a box, the way you kind of can outline the circle is by giving it a stroke. So I would do a stroke of black and then you'll be able to see it, but actually not yet because you haven't given it a radius. So let's do a radius of 50. That kind of sets the, you know, it gives it a kind of like a width. If you think about it, that's well half of its width. Um, yeah. So that's what that is. I mean, is it automatically? And if we change it to blue, it'll turn blue. Interesting. It only turns black. So what if I do a fill and make it blue? Okay, so interesting. Yeah. So the stroke is like the border. It's not it doesn't constitute for like the background of it. This is reminding me of my JavaScript days in 5th grade. I literally the first language that I coded in was JavaScript and ironically it's the language that kind of scares me most today. Not scares me, but I think it's like intimidating for me. But it is the first one I tried, which is I did the Khan Academy course on JavaScript, and once I got to arrays, I just stopped because I don't know, I could never do them, and I was like in 5th grade, and I don't know, I just guess I like, I don't know, it's like so intimidating to me JavaScript, but yeah, this is kind of reminding me of JavaScript with the fill and then the coordinates, um, but yeah, so giving it a radius, so fill basically constitutes for like the background of the object, and then stroke would be the border of the object if we're thinking, relative to CSS. But I'm going to keep this black and I'm going to keep the stroke black as well. Okay, so that's a circle. That's how we make a circle. He also introduced to us the line tag. Um, for the line tag, so you would go in here and I think you would put in your x1, your y1, you're gonna basically put two coordinate points, so your start point and your end point. So I feel like our x1, if I wanted to kind of be, I'll do like 200. So I want it to go through the circle. So I'll do x1 200, y1. Do I do 200 or 300? Well, x1 200 because I want it to be more to the left. And then, or I could start right at 300. I could do 300. And then y1 could be, um, I want it to be 300 because I want it to be, on the 300 on the y-axis. And then x2 would be 6, it wouldn't be 600. Would it be 600? No, because 300 is 200. 300 is at the center, so that wouldn't make sense. So, oh yeah, 250 would have made sense. And then maybe this could be 350. No, 350. And then y2, um, maybe 300. Let's see what this does. Let's give it a stroke. So of like, let's do black. Actually, that wouldn't make sense. Let's do white. There we go. Okay, see, it works. And if I were to do black, it would kind of disappear because, and oh, so that means I did it right. Oh, that's really nice actually. Right, that makes sense because if the radius is 50, oh, I didn't even realize I did that. Because if the radius is 50 of the circle, that means that half of it is 50. So if the center is 300 and then you go minus 50 and I put like, okay, you're going to start at 250 on the x-axis and it's going to move 250 pixels to the left, or not pixels because this is a SVG, so maybe vectors or points, I guess you could call them. I don't know. 250 points to the left, which is basically the radius, so it's going to stop right there. And if I were to increase it to, let's say, 260, then you'll end up seeing it a little reaching out. Hold on, wait, 230, excuse me. If I go like 230, then you'll end up seeing that it's going to go outside of the circle because it's more than the radius of the circle. So 250 works really well. I didn't even realize I did that. Okay. So yeah, so I'm going to keep it white because I wanted to have some sort of effect and we could see it. Um, and then you can control the thickness of the border of that line by giving it a stroke of I'm gonna do 10, so it's gonna control the thickness to make it like bigger, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry. Stroke. What is it called? Stroke width? Is it stroke width or is it space? How do you do stroke width? Is it the width of the stroke? I forgot how to say it. Let me Google it. Stroke width SVG. Oh yeah, it's with a hyphen. Is it a hyphen? Is that what you call it, or a dash? Okay, there we go. So now you can kind of see it. And notice that you can still see like the stroke of the circle itself, black. So I'm going to get rid of that by going back over here and just, I think if I do none, will it disappear? Yeah. So, but you can kind of see it though. You can still kind of see it, which is insane. But it kind of disappeared. But if I do white, it will definitely look like it's not there. See? Yeah, it disappeared. Interesting. Okay, so this is not really creative, but whatever. Um, and then there's also a rect tag, and I feel like this one has a lot to it. So the rect tag, I'm just gonna make some space here. Let me read these. So you first give it a height. Actually, no. You first want to start with your point. So I don't know if it's x. I think it's just x. So it's going to be your x coordinate and your y coordinate. So there's only one point, and I think this is the point of the top left corner of your rectangle. that you want to specify. And then from there, I think you specify the height and the width. Um, okay. So I think it's height. Is that an equal sign? No, that's a minus. Height, and then over here, you specify width. So I feel like, where do I want my rectangle to be? I think I want it to be kind of at the bottom. So if that's 300, hold on, 300, the radius is 50. If I want to be more at the bottom, maybe 400, 400, 350. So I want it to be at the center, 300, and maybe 350. Hold on. 350 on the Y. If the center is 300, then 350 because the radius is 50. But then on the Y, on the X, do I want it to be right at the center? Or do I want it to be like 250 right at the beginning? I don't know. Let's see what that looks like first, and then we'll edit it as it goes. So I want the height to be maybe, let's do 200 for now. And the width, we can maybe do 100 for now. And then, yeah, so yeah, that's what I was thinking. So instead of 300, let's make it to 250 because I don't want it to start at the middle. I want it to start from the beginning. So 250, that's perfect. Okay, let's see. I think that's good. Um, okay, I think that's fine. Only thing is, I think I'm going to kind of play more around with this. Maybe I'll do like, I have this line, right? So I'll start at 250 and I'll start at 300 and then I'll end at 300 here. Right, so it goes a little bit to the left. And maybe instead of 250, I'll do 260. Okay, and then actually instead of ending at 300, I could end at 280 maybe. And I'll just copy that. And then I'll kind of fix it as I go. So now I wanted to maybe start at 3, not 360 because, whoa, okay, no. Start at 360 and then end at 280, so 380. That doesn't make sense. So you start at 360, end at 380. Oh, okay. Hold on. And then on the Y, I need the Y to be the same, so I guess the X are the wrong values here. So instead of 280, we'll start at 2, we'll start at 300 and end at 360. Now I'm gonna work 350 because the 300 is at the middle. 320. 330. No, I think 320 is good. So it's like a person looking to the side. Nice. Um, I really don't know how to do a triangle. I would have done a tie, but I don't know how to do a triangle. And then maybe I can do like another rectangle. So like I'll copy this one. I'll do two of them. So I wanted to start at, okay, maybe this one can go all the way down to like 500. Or where does it end actually? Whoops, that's not what I meant. Let me give it a fill just so I can distinguish between each one. Let me give it like yellow. Um, okay. So I needed to have a width of, let's say, like 25. I don't know what that's gonna look like, so we'll see. And then instead of 200, let's do, I don't know, 50. Oh, 100? Okay. Um, 150, I mean, width of 25, and then maybe instead, maybe it would go a little bit to the right, so 260, and then um, I'll actually delete this and just copy these settings here, and then paste that in there, and then just move it like maybe 460. Whoa, that's too much. 260? That's going to be in the same place. Okay, then I guess we could do 280. Or we could do 300. I don't know. Start at the center. Okay, and then I guess if I were to delete this and then put it back in, then it would go back. Okay, let me delete this. Okay, and then put it back in. Interesting. Oh, so it's the order that matters. So if I want this to be on top, I would have to put it after. But then that doesn't really, I'm sure that there's like a Z index there somewhere, but I don't know. Okay, so let me change the fill of it. I don't want it to be. Is there like a peach color? I don't know. How about beige? But it's too light. Brown. That's like red. Light brown. It's not even a color. Okay, great. Skin tones. X. Oops. Hmm. How do I? Oh, wait. How do I change color? Copy hex this one. So I'll do this color. Yeah. Well, okay, I guess. Change it to this. We could change the fill of this rectangle. So I am assuming that it's automatically black. So, and then we could do the circle. Wait, what happens to the other? Oh, that's the hex code. And then the circle. Um, I don't even know where even is the circle? Oh, over here. Okay. I was like, what in the world? Okay. So it's a circle. Um, well, I'm assuming that the person isn't naked, so I guess we can turn this to black so like it looks like they're dressed. Okay. Um, and then maybe I'll play around with another rectangle. Um, and I'll put this rectangle up on top so it's actually behind everything, so even the circle. So put it actually in the front. This is really reminding me of JavaScript. I used to like draw with JavaScript. Sweet times. Okay, so currently it's just gonna be on top. So I actually wanted to start at 0, and end at 600. Oh wait, no. Start at 0, also start at 0, and then have a width of 600, and have a height of 300, so it takes up basically half of the SVG. And then I'll give it a color of blue. Okay, that's a horrifying blue, like, oh, that's really bad. Sky blue hex. Okay, let me take, well, okay, where am I? Okay, hashtag, put that color in there, and then let me go back down. This shouldn't be here, this black hashtag. Okay, and then I'm gonna take another one, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm just gonna start at Y300, so I'm gonna bring it down, and then I'm going to just change the color to, let's say, light, actually I do grass green hex, And I'll do, what happened? I didn't click on anything. Okay. Um, just paste that in there. Okay. I think that works. And only thing that looks weird is a stroke on the circle, so we don't want a stroke on the circle at this point. So how about I do none? Okay, and then maybe I can do, it doesn't have arms, it doesn't have hair either. Well, that's all I can do at this point. What I can do though, I can actually do over here, I can do like a smaller circle. So the center of the circle, I want it to be a little lower, and a little bit to the middle. So if the middle is 3, did I tell it to be 300? What is it? Yeah, it's 300. So I want it to be like 350, 320. No, I do want it to be 300. I just want it to be lower. So maybe instead of, I'll do like 3 325. And then I'll give it a fill of white. And I won't give it a radius of 50, I'll give it a radius of 10 so it's smaller. Oh, well, I guess that could be the mouth then, and we can do red. It looks like really weird. And then maybe instead of 300, because I don't want to be so much in the middle, let's do 260, so it moves to the left. Whoa, that's too much. 280. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll put like another one, and this time I'll give it a fill of white and radius of 10. So let's do a radius of 5, so it's smaller. And I think, you know what? I'll do a radius of 20 and kind of do pink and move it like 270. Move it a little down, so 330, 350. So it looks like they're, okay, 340. So it looks like they're chewing or like they're blowing bubble gum. But I want it to be like, I want it to be maybe 335. Um, but then that means I need it to be over the rectangle. So I'm gonna have to move this so that it's over this rectangle. Um, I think that's good. Maybe kind of, maybe 260. 265. 268. Okay, I think that's fine. So it looks like they're chewing bubblegum, and then maybe we want a nose. I would do arms, but I don't know how to rotate yet. So I guess that's not what we're gonna do. Only thing is, let me do 2 more circles for the feet. So I'm gonna do, let's say I wanted to start at kind of the same places where the rectangle started. So rectangles start at 300 and 250. So this is going to start at 300 and this is going to start at 250. And I'm going to give it like fill of black, fill of black. And they're going to just go all the way down. So I'm pretty sure one is 500. No, but then that wouldn't make sense. So 500, let's do like 540 and see what that gets us. Okay, so, okay, let's do then 580. Okay. We can do a radius of maybe 15 so they're smaller. Okay, and then just move it like 85. Um, Hello? Oh, oopsies. I meant 55 over here. But I guess, what did I do? This is 300. It's going to be in the middle. So 320. 315. Yeah, kind of. And then just bring it down a little bit, like 590. And then, so let's do 590 here as well, but then move it a little bit like 265. Okay, so then let's do 270 to be more to the right. I think that works maybe. Maybe so. Maybe it's 272. And then this one up here can just be a little bit more to the left, so maybe 313. Okay, and then um it's the person's bald. I don't like this. Why is the person bald? How am I supposed to unbald the person? I'm gonna give the person a hat. Yes, that's a great idea. Okay, okay, so how do I do that? I think I'm gonna start with a circle and then put a hat. So the circle, I'm gonna go over here. I'm actually gonna start with the circle that I have all the way at the top because it's the biggest one over here. Um, and I want it to be on top of everything. So, but not really on top of just that circle. So I'll do it basically after the circle. Maybe over here. Um, so I'll do maybe I'll start at 250. Um, I don't want to start at maybe I'll do 250 here too. Radius of 220. Can I give it a width? I don't think I can give a circle width. Or not a, how about a height? Because I think that's the radius. Never mind, I thought I could stretch out the circle. How would I stretch out the circle? So I wanted to start at, well, that would be the center. If the radius, I don't think I'm able to do this. So instead of a circle, let me try a rect again. So I'll do it after the circle here, so it's above it. So for it, I'll do a width of maybe, so the surface radius, so it's 100 because it's 50 plus 50. I'm gonna do black. Let me get rid of this. I'm gonna start it at 250 and I'll have it over here maybe at 250 or at 200 maybe. Whoa. 20. Oh no, I want it to be 100, but I just want the height not to be 100. So like that, yeah. And then maybe I'll bring it down like to 260. And then what I'll do is I'll take a copy of this and then I'll paste that in there. And then what I'll do is I'll give it a height of let's say like 50 and a width of 75. And then I'll just move it up by like let's say 200. Well, let's do can I do 250? No, that would be close. No, it's too close. 220 or 220, yeah. Okay, and then I'll just move this to be 275 or 270 or 265. 260. But if I think about it, if the person is tilted, well, the head could just be tilted. It's fine. So maybe 2, 6, 2, 3. Okay. Um, I think that's good. Well, as good as it gets with the knowledge that I have now, which is literally only about like learning how to do rectangles. Only shapes I know are circles, lines, and um rectangles. Oh my god, now that I realize it, I basically did a rectangle using a line just by making a stroke width, which I think is very interesting. I didn't even realize I did that. Like I did it with the eyes. The person has no eyebrows, but that is not the problem of today. I don't feel like doing this anymore. But yeah, this is pretty nice, pretty nice. If I just open this in debug mode, let me see. If I do this, it doesn't lose its quality, which I think is really nice. Okay. Um, okay. That was fine, I guess. I do want to center it though. Can I give the body a display of flex and justify content center, align items center? Okay, just so we can have it at the center. I don't think it aligned items, align, didn't it? Well, I guess that's fine. So it's at the center. It's really nice. Okay, that's all I wanted. Let me save that, and that's all there is for today. A little practice on SVGs.